Hello friend, this video is going to show you my most recommended exercise to do with a magic circle, also called a Pilates ring. You can usually find these for less than $20. There are different diameter sizes, so if you're petite, look for a smaller size. Know that I think this one's a little bit like a larger diameter. This was from Aldi. I love Aldi stores in the Isle of Shame, and it was fairly inexpensive compared to even Amazon. So Aldi has great deals, snatch them up, but you have to be there on a regular basis to find the good deals. Anyway, Pilates ring or magic circle. And this one, because I work with so many people who have lower back issues, pelvic floor issues, and really benefit from strengthening the core, this is just an easy, quick tool to help engage your core, wake it up, activate it, maybe before you're going out for a walk or a run, depending on how active you are. I also use this for people who just really aren't sure if they are properly engaging their core, because this one kind of forces you to. So you place the pads at the end of your thighs, just below your knees. You lay on your back, and ideally you already know how to engage that skinny jean muscle. If you're not sure, please watch some of my videos about building your core and finding that deep inner core. So you place them there and place right there at the end of your thighs, just below your knees. And it's totally fine for you to have a little pillow or a folded blanket underneath your head for a little support. But you simply squeeze your knees in. You don't worry about how far you're squeezing in, just to your comfort level. And you slowly release out with control. So squeezing in and releasing out. And some people are not able to go the full range of motion right away. That's fine. And also, besides the different diameters, some are a little tighter, a little stronger. So it's harder to engage. So we start with simply squeezing in and releasing out. And you're aware that your lower back is not changing. You do not need to flatten your back with this. You're simply engaging that skinny jean muscle, staying stable, so that as your legs move, your back is not moving, your pelvis is not moving. Also, be aware that your pelvic floor is not protruding. You may be aware of that reflexive action that it engages naturally, or if you do have issues that you're working through, I may recommend that you consciously engage and contract and lightly lift as you do this exercise, and be able to control that with awareness. Now, after you do enough, it may be for you 5, it may be 20 or 30, rest a moment, and then you're gonna squeeze in with both sides, and then holding, let's say your left side still the first time, left side stays still, and the right side moves out and in. Now, as the hip socket is moving, ball and socket right here is moving, you are not moving up in your pelvis or your waist. So we're starting to really work a little bit more with the stabilizers and this stability through the hip, the inner thigh working, while the other side is moving in and out. So several times with just one side moving, and then switch. You can take breaks as needed, but this is one that, again, it kind of wears you out a little quickly. You don't have to do 30 to 50 repetitions before you feel it. This is wonderful to strengthen the inner thigh muscles, the adductors, and there are different angles of the adductor muscles. So you can play with your feet being closer to your hips, your feet being further out, away from your hips. You're going to feel it differently, and boy, do I feel this. This totally feels different. And also where your feet are at, because you can engage those hip internal rotators, which are so important, and it's kind of tricky to strengthen. So after you do this, it's nice to go into that Baddha Konasana, the cobbler's pose. Reclined cobbler's pose, or perhaps if you're comfortable, a happy baby. Do something to gently elongate and stretch out those inner thighs. before you move on to the next pose. But also if you're going out for a walk or a run, just do this. You can do these seated in your recliner. I'll often recommend people keep this next to their recliner if they're watching TV, reading a book at night, whatever. And then this a little bit that you've done something each day. Doesn't look like a Thigh Master. Isn't that what it was from Suzanne Summers? But you have something each day. Funny fact, dogs will chew these up. So if you have one of those dogs, they'll think this is a dog toy. Do not store it down on the floor. That's it for this video. Let me know what you think, and once you get your Pilates ring magic circle, let me know if you're able to access that core a little bit more easily. God bless you. Namaste.